Hey, Dr. Mike here. Do you like grapes? How about the seeds? Turns out grapeseed extract packs a powerful punch. Stay tuned to learn more.
You're listening to Live Foreverish, a show dedicated to helping you live just a little longer. Here's your hosts, Dr. Mike and Dr. Crystal Gossard.
All right, welcome to Live Foreverish. Today we're going to talk about grapeseed.
Yeah. Do you eat your seeds?
I do. Okay, I guess we're going to start with this. I'll tell you, because I was going to talk about this.
Oh.
But since you're bringing this up. So we've known for a long time that a lot of the nutrients are in the seeds, right? I mean, the pulp around the seed is just, it's basically sugar for the most part. There's some I'm not saying there aren't some nutrients in there.
I think you're right, because it's the skin and the seed.
And the seed, yeah. And so, I wanted to eat grapes with the seeds in them, which are harder and harder to find in stores and stuff. But
because people don't want seeds.
I know, but there are places I can go. I know that they have it. And so what I learned, because when you bite into the seed, it's not very palatable. It's not very.
No.
What's the word? It's bitter, but
sort of tart.
It's tart. It's bitter, but
astringent.
even the crunch is kind of weird. You know, like you're expecting a squishy grape, and then there's this thing. But here's what I learned: freeze them. And you eat a frozen grape, and you don't taste any of that of the seed's flavor, and the crunch just makes more sense because the grape is frozen.
Interesting.
And frozen grapes on a hot day like today in South Florida,
yes.
So you
no, I'm just thinking because that's supposed to be a mom hack I'm supposed to be doing, and I'm not. Like freezing the grapes and then packing the frozen grapes in the lunch. It keeps the lunch cool, and the kids are getting healthy grapes.
Yeah.
So
and you're
shame
not doing
on
it.
me, but I will.
And just get the ones with, well, by the time they eat it, they won't be frozen. They may not like it. Kids may not like the seeds. So why are we talking about all this?
Because
what's the point?
Grape seeds contain tons of polyphenols. Do you know that's why we like our fruit and vegetables?
Yeah, polyphenols.
Those polyphenols.
Lots of there's different types.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, this is the stuff that keeps us healthy.
Yes.
Right?
Well, they're made in the plant, or if we are going to talk about grapes, they're made in grapes to protect the grape from its environment.
Yep. They provide like free radical protection and parasites.
Antifungal protection.
Antifungal. Yeah. And so when we consume them, we get some of those same benefits, but it's more on like the oxidative stress side and inflammation side of things.
And helping to support healthy gut bugs too.
Yeah.
That's one thing people don't talk about.
So
often.
we have 10 benefits.
Yeah.
It's just boom, 10 benefits of consuming grape seeds or adding a grapeseed extract. Again, I know we talk about this, but this is where I believe adding the extract's important, right? Because how many grapes are you really going to eat?
Well,
I mean, you'd have to eat a ton.
You would have elevated blood sugar.
Yeah,
it would take the healthy part out of the grape out, because now you're just consuming too much sugar at one time. Right. So you would have to eat a lot. But we also know when you're looking at extracts, Dr. Mike, that extract has standardized a specific component or components from the grape seed that we know has research for benefits.
Yeah. Does everybody, I think, well, maybe our audience doesn't know about standardization. Have we ever really?
I don't know. Maybe that can be a good topic.
It might be, but just so real quick, in a sense, if we know that there are a couple specific polyphenols in the grape seed that has research proven benefit, right? Standardization means I'm pulling those out and concentrating them to a certain level, a certain percent of the total extract. Maybe it's 50%. Maybe research said it needs to be 70%. But that's what standardization is. So you're literally kind of taking, it's almost like a natural pill that's been based on actual dosing studies and stuff. Yeah.
And then every time you take it, you're getting the exact same amount as well.
So eat a few grapes and take a grapeseed extract.
Yeah.
That's what it comes down to. All right, here are 10 possible benefits of grapeseed extract. And the first one, we've known about this one for a while, and it's helping with blood pressure.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's not, most people think blood pressure, it's maybe helping with blood flow, which it can help with that.
Yeah.
But this is more working with nitric oxide.
Mm-hmm.
That is the gas that's produced on demand, which helps to dilate your blood vessels.
Yeah. So things that increase nitric oxide quickly are kind of classified as vasodilators, and vasodilators are well known to be, to lower blood pressure and stuff.
That's right.
So that's good. So right there is number one. Now, number two is interesting. This is about supporting stress management, but it also relates to the first one, blood pressure, doesn't it?
That's right. Being able to handle stress it's a skill.
And it doesn't take a break. Right? It's every day.
Yes. But yes, it's helping you to handle stress. Also, we know that when you think about blood pressure, Dr. Mike, blood pressure, the causes of blood pressure, stress is a factor.
Yeah.
Many people may not be salt sensitive.
Stress raises the sympathetic nervous system, right?
That's it.
That's your activating nervous system. And there are compounds that are released like adrenalines and cortisols and all norepinephrine's, all that. When you know what that's going to do? It's going to make you more stressed out, number one, and it's going to raise your blood pressure.
Yes.
Right. So stress management is really important. And here it turned out grape seeds, right? I think, what was this? This was a study found that taking this nutrient, the grape seed extract, right, for 16 weeks was good for both blood pressure and stress levels.
That's right.
Who would have thought?
Okay, now number 3, I'm all about blood flow.
Okay,
so
well, tell me about it.
Jump in.
It's all yours. Go.
The grape seed helps to improve blood flow, which could relate to 1 and 2, blood pressure and stress. But we do know the nitric oxide boosting properties helps with blood flow. They also help support platelets, kind of make sure those platelets aren't so sticky.
So that's a big issue as we get older and stuff like that, because that could initiate a ruptured plaque or something like that, and those platelets get in there and that clogs things up. And
and you also know that there's a connection between elevated inflammation in the body and then more of those sticky platelets. So helping to kind of having that anti-inflammatory effect then can also have the blood improving with the blood flow and blood thinning.
That's effect. A great point. We talk about inflammation a lot, right? We've called it the common denominator of age-related diseases. But one of the things we don't always mention is, when you have high levels of inflammation, your platelets get more sticky. There's proteins floating around from the inflammation that cause those platelets to kind of clump. And that's a significant risk for blood clots and stuff like that. So I'm glad you brought that up. We got to start adding that into our inflammation stuff.
That's true.
Yeah.
An interesting study, just thinking about the blood flow, found that 14 days of daily intake of grapeseed extract grapeseed extract improved leg comfort in women who sat for prolonged periods of time. So I told you that's why I was really excited about this.
Well, I mean, you and I are a little bit more active at work because we have the studio work and stuff like that. But some days you're just sitting
all day. And then Dr. Mike says, "Get up, Crystal."
Get up, move, do
Take
something.
a break.
I know. Crystal gets in her little area and she's just like intense. Doesn't want to talk to anybody. And all I hear is the typewriter.
I know.
All right, so that's healthy blood flow. Number 4 is brain health. Turns out grapeseed may be a benefit for your memory.
Yes, helping to promote those connections between the neurons. We call those synaptic transmissions of information.
We talk about that a lot, right? Because that's really key. It's important to increase nutrients that overall support a brain cell, and there's things you can do and take certain fats and stuff that can do that. But a brain cell in and of itself, it still needs to talk. It needs to connect.
That's good, Dr. Mike.
Right?
I like that.
Yeah.
You need to talk.
You could have a healthy brain cell, but if it can't talk, it's just sitting there by himself healthy.
Yeah.
So anytime we hear about connections, I perk up.
Yes.
Right? Grapeseed, magnesium 3 and 8, those two big ones, right?
Arginate.
Yeah, see? Connections. And those are those neuronal highways. It's how we think and we make memories and recall those memories.
Yes.
So we want connections.
You don't want clogged highways.
Just like as people, we need connection. Brain cells need connection. I thought that was Hannah. Hannah's giving me a weird look. All right, number 5.
Yeah, supporting liver health.
Yep. How's it?
Oh wait, did I skip? Oh,
you skipped
cell
one.
health.
Oh wait, you skipped.
I'm
You
sorry.
got me off.
I'm sorry. I skipped cell health. Dr. Mike, those of you, if you're listening and not seeing Dr. Mike's face, he looked at me and said, "Thou shalt not skip cell health."
That is not. Yeah, I hope people are looking because that is not true.
Yeah, cellular health. And this is talking, it's a broad statement, right? When we say cell health, but we do know supporting healthy cell division and healthy cell growth means that you are fighting the big C.
Yeah. I mean, think about it. Well, the big C is cells not listening to control factors, and they're dividing all the time. Crazy. Yeah. Usually because of mutations in DNA and stuff like that. So anything to support a more healthy cell division life cycle is critical.
Yeah,
for sure. And then now let's talk about liver health, number 6, right?
Yes, and so there are many. I guess when you start thinking about how this is supporting liver health, I can kind of give you my thoughts if you'd like to hear those thoughts on liver health. I would love to. It's about the supporting the blood pressure, supporting the antioxidant, anti-inflammatory. All of that translates to better metabolic function overall.
It sounds right? Because what does the liver do? It detoxes. How does it do that? It runs some pretty crazy reactions.
Yeah,
and those reactions produce radicals and stuff like that, right? And so the liver needs a good supply of polyphenols, antioxidants.
That's right. It's the most metabolically active organ, and you're right that the number or the amount of free radicals produced is enormous. And the liver does have kind of an internal antioxidant system built in. Some of you may be familiar with glutathione and catalase, those internally produced antioxidants, and there are some nutrients that help to ramp those up too.
Right. So grape seed with cell health and liver health. All right, number 7. This one, I wasn't familiar with this because I've never really seen this, is kidney health.
Yeah, I think it goes back to overall metabolic health. But we do know in research has demonstrated that kidney health biomarkers such as GFR, that's kind of that filtration
rate, yeah.
And creatinine have demonstrated improvements with grapeseed extract.
And it's so simple, grapeseed.
I know.
Right? I mean, I love it when we do these kind of shows, right? We've recently talked about several multivitamins. Zinc was one we talked about recently, right?
Yes.
It's just simple. Green tea was another one, right? I just love it because they're just natural. They're cheap. There's nothing crazy here. These are safe, well tolerated.
Yes.
And that's great to see. So number 8, I like the way you wrote this. You didn't just say healthy skin. You said beautiful skin.
Beautiful skin. Now, of course, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Let's just put that out there.
Well, where are you going with this?
What does beautiful skin be? Look, I'm addressing the people that may say, well, what does beautiful
What does
skin
that really mean?
What does that mean?
Everybody will define that differently.
Right.
That's true.
So in the case of grapeseed, there are times where, or when we've had a lot of sun exposure, we can get some, like maybe dark spots, some discoloration, or as a result of a pimple. Sometimes you have some hyperpigmentation.
Yeah, for sure.
In that particular spot. So we find that grapeseed extract cream in research cream. Okay. So topical use of grapeseed extract applied to the cheeks twice daily has resulted in significantly decreased melanin and increased elasticity.
Well, wait. So how available is this? Is this common on the market? I mean, I don't think I've ever seen a grapeseed cream.
I have a face cream and I can't think of the brand. I'm so sorry. But I use it, my daughter uses it, and it has a lot of these antioxidant extracts within them. It's So
and
yeah,
maybe
you
grapeseed is a part of that. Interesting. Okay. All right. Then 9 and 10.
Dr. Mike says, moving on.
No, I just don't. I never crossed my mind that could be.
Yeah. So I would suggest those listening, look for a face cream that contains antioxidants. You can find pomegranate, all kinds of nice polyphenol nutrients in your skincare product.
Your skin's your biggest organ. And we forget about that, don't we? Yeah. It has cells that are metabolizing just like every other organ in
and
your
it's exposed to the outside
everything.
world.
Yeah.
Oxidative stress, sun damage.
Even the internal stress that we have can come out often as skin issues, right? So the skin takes a beating.
Yeah.
All right, so get some face creams with grape seeds in them. I think that's great. All right, the 9 and 10 we kind of put together because this is kind of the overarching idea of what grape seeds are good for, and it supports oxidative stress and a healthy inflammatory response, right?
Yes, and we see this in tons of research. We have, in particular, a meta-analysis of 19 studies found that grapeseed extract compared to placebo improved biomarkers of oxidative stress and reduced C-reactive protein levels.
That's good.
Yeah.
Don't forget, a lot of longevity researchers and stuff like that, and there's a lot of different reasons, theories out there why we age and all this kind of stuff. But, oxidative stress and chronic inflammation, they're still kind of the bedrock of aging.
Absolutely, Dr. Mike. And that's never going to go away.
It's not. Now, again, I'm not saying that there is definitely complex aging. There's you and I both agree that there's some very interesting things and research going on, senolytics and all this other kind of stuff. But still, at the end of the day, oxidative stress and chronic inflammation, they're kind of still at the base. They're the main pillars, kind of holding up all these other theories.
Right. And you have to make sure you are always on guard.
Yeah.
Right? Because we're exposed to free radicals, as you mentioned, from the liver.
From the liver itself.
The liver doing its job.
Yeah, you do. And then you can get inflammation from immune cells that are hanging around too long, right? Senescent cells. And what are they doing? They're raising inflammation. So a lot of these other longevity minor, I don't want to call it minor pillars, but kind of like not as important as, say, oxidative stress and inflammation, but all these other things are researching hormone loss, senescent cells, all this kind of stuff. They ultimately are causing damage through oxidative stress and inflammation.
That's right.
So maybe they are minor pillars. I don't know. And these are the major pillars.
I like that concept.
I don't know.
Well, most people, if you're targeting senescent cells, hopefully you're thinking about the other things. Yeah,
you're thinking about but again, my point being, a lot of those other things, they're connected to inflammation and oxidative stress. Okay, anyway, I think we belittle that. I think we're done there. All right, so there you go, grapeseed extract. How do we take this?
Yeah, you take an extract. Usually in the research, you're finding about 100 milligrams per day is a good dose.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
So simple. and buy grapes with seeds. If you like to eat grapes.
Well, yes, but you have to make sure you are chewing the grapes.
That's why
seeds.
Frozen is good.
You have to chew them. Don't swallow the seeds whole.
Yeah.
Or I guess if you do, that's just some extra fiber. I'm not opposed to adding in additional fiber.
Yeah. All right, there you go. There's a whole episode on grapeseed. I like this stuff. I like it when we go back to the basics often. So you can, if you go to liveforeverish.com, you can check out a lot of other episodes we have there. We call it the 1-2 punch. You can give your email, and then you can subscribe right there on Live Foreverish to your favorite podcast service, right? That's liveforeverish.com. And also our sponsor, Life Extension. Listen, they love this show. They love our audience. They are offering you guys a 10% off your entire order when you go to lifeextension.com and buy some of their products. All you got to do is when you're checking out, there's a discount code. You just put in podcast, right? Very simple, podcast, and you get your 10% off, right?
Yes.
Awesome. Thank you guys for joining us. I'm Dr. Mike.